Hello and welcome to English Capsules. Today's capsule, Back to the Past. Get your coffee ready and let's get started.
Hello, everyone. Welcome again to our new capsule. Like Virgi was mentioning, back to the past. So this means that we are going to speak about the past, particularly the past simple in this case. This is going to be an introductory capsule because we are going to have other capsules like speaking specifically about each of the topics related to the past simple.
If you know a little bit about the past, you know that past simple implies like many different aspects, right? So to mention them briefly, we have regular versus irregular verbs. We also have the use of was and were, plus the use of did and didn't. So as Nadia was saying, today we're just going to give you like an overview of what the past is, yes, and then we're going to have specific capsules for each of these different aspects.
Like the subtopics, let's say.
As you know, past simple, we use it to talk about an action that happened in the past and it's finished.
So this is the main thing that you have to remember when you are going to use this tense, this verb tense. When we talk about past actions, it can be something that happened. Maybe you can talk about an anecdote, something that happened last weekend, last year, your last holidays, your last summer. So it has to be in the past. Then you can have some time expressions, for example, that can help you identify the past simple. For example, when any combination with last, like I was mentioning before, last summer, last weekend, last night, or any other combination with ago. For example, a week ago, a year ago. So this gives you an idea that what you are going to talk about is about the past.
Oh, you're missing my favorite, the one that the Beatles sing about. Yesterday. I always relate things to songs.
Yeah, I do the same. My students know that. Sometimes it is not so easy because they don't know many songs of the Backstreet Boys, for instance, which is a shame.
Which is a shame because they have grammar points in all of them. As today is going to be an introduction only, we are going to start by playing a game. The game is like this. We are going to give you a brief description of an object that belongs to the past, right? Not to the faraway past, to our past, growing up in the 80s and the 90s, okay?
Right.
Okay, so the objective of the game, of course, is that you people, our audience, guess what the object is, the one that we are describing, okay? So just to clarify, this is not to give you examples of past simple. This, like, the objective is one, to have fun.
Right.
And two, like to have a little bit of an overview of what it takes to make a sentence on this, but without going deeply into it. Okay?
Right. Okay. Sorry. Before starting with the game, we have to say that once we give the description of this object from the past, the audience has to guess, right? So you are all invited to leave your answers in Spotify, in YouTube, or maybe in our Instagram account, the English Capsules. You can leave the answer for one of the objects or maybe for all of the objects.
Okay, so here goes our first object. We used this object to call people who were in other places. The cost of the call was expensive and every minute counted. In every house, there was a specific table or similar, like a bookshelf or like that, where this object was placed. Can you guess what it was?
Our next object, okay, I'm going to say that many of us in the past had this object. It was like rectangular and it had tape inside, and we used it a lot to listen to music. Actually, the music was inside it.
There was a possibility of recording.
Ah, right. We had to wait for the radio to play our favorite song, and you could record that song in this object.
Okay, so the next one in the collection is one related to the technology of the time, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I remember this object in two different sizes.
Me too.
Like, I remember at the very beginning, it was like really big. And
Mm-hmm.
then we came with the smaller version of it. However, these things, um, if we compare them to objects nowadays, didn't have so much of a memory.
No, no.
So we use these things in computers, right? And the purpose of using them was to save documents or games.
And I have to add something else. This object was very fragile. You have to be very careful where you put it, where you carried it, because it was very fragile. In fact, when at the beginning of university, I remember that you could find these fancy ones like with different colors, and it was very funny, right? But maybe you were working on something, you stored a file there at home, and when you got to university, this thing was broken. So your
Yeah.
file was gone.
I remember also that many offices used to have like little boxes with a
Right.
little key
Mm-hmm.
where you would store these things, yes, to have the files in order. Okay, can you guess what this is?
Our next object from the past is one that was used to play songs. So it was like a thing where you could plug your headphones in order to listen to the music, because it didn't have speakers. You needed to connect it either to speakers or headphones. So this object was used to reproduce music. You could listen to that music, and it was you could carry this with you.
You could be outside your house and you could be listening to music because these things run on batteries.
But you had to be careful, because this round thing that you were placing inside was very, how can we say it, like very delicate or vulnerable to movement. Okay.
Okay, so we in this one we're referring actually to two objects that are similar. One is like the grandpa of the other one.
Yeah.
So here it's, can you guess the two objects?
Two, or maybe one or the other.
Okay, and our last object on the list. I think every house used to have one of these.
Yeah.
This was used to reproduce video. It was very common, and I miss this time
I know
that
what
on
you're going to say.
Fridays,
Yeah.
on Fridays you would go to these shops like Blockbuster and stuff, and you would like together decide which one you were going to rent.
Yeah.
This was like similar to one of the objects we described for music, but this one was for video. It was black and big, and it used to have tape inside also, right? So you would rent it, you would watch it, then you would rewind it. Because if you didn't rewind it, they would charge you for that when you return the movie. So, okay. And a very common problem with the object that we're describing was that sometimes the tape got jammed inside this thing. And two things happened. Either this appliance was broken forever, or you lost the movie forever.
Okay, but there were solutions for that, because I remember that you could like used some tools in order to get the tape out, and it was
But you needed to be crafty to do that. The most normal thing was people would pull it. Okay, so can you guess the object?
We are going to post this episode, and we are going to wait for a week for you to give us the answers, right? To comment the answers about the game that we were playing, and after that, we are going to post the answers on our Instagram account. So there, you will be able to check if your guesses were correct or not.
Stay tuned because there are more capsules coming about the past.
Okay, so before we go, remember to subscribe if you haven't done it yet. Give love to our content and spread the word to help our channel grow.
Also, remember that you can rate our episodes and comment on each capsule. Activate the bell so that you know when our next capsule is out. And take a look at the description and our Instagram account to take more advantage of our content.
Okay, so that's all for today. Bye for now.
Bye.